We'll stay in Canberra though and go to Michael Shoebridge with Strategic Analysis Australia, joining us live again. Good to talk to you again, Michael. How seriously should we be worried about these live fire exercises? I was going to say unannounced, but they are announced with short notice in the Tasman Sea.
Chris, we should be very worried because they risk shooting down civilian airliners. So the fact they're late or no notice and civilian airliners have to divert urgently, that shows the real risk. And trigger-happy military people who behave unprofessionally, as the Chinese do, can shoot down civilian airliners. The Russians did that with Malaysian Air Flight 17 back in 2014, killing all 298 people on board. So it's dangerous in and of itself, but it's a sign of China growing their military presence in our peaceful South Pacific neighbourhood. That's even more disturbing.
Let's just have a look at what the Chinese are saying from Beijing.
China has acknowledged what it has called training in distant seas.
The exercises maintained safe, standard and professional operations and followed international laws and practice.
I think one of the things that disturbs me, Michael, is that the explanation we heard from our own Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, was pretty similar. He said, oh, this is all legal, this is all okay.
Yes, he's fallen straight into Beijing's plans here. He sounds like he's congratulating them on the safety and legality. He has no explanation for why Qantas, Emirates and New Zealand airline pilots had to divert urgently, because he can't admit that his stabilised relationship with China is actually highly unstable. And it's very disturbing to me that he doesn't even want to mention that the Chinese military's behaviour is unprofessional and dangerous.
Yeah, and we might want we might dare to dream that this sort of thing might cause the New Zealanders to wake up and reconsider their nuclear ships ban too, but that'll take a while. I just want to go to another issue while we've got you, and that is Ukraine. Let's hear the latest here from Volodymyr Zelensky.
If it's about peace in Ukraine and you really want me to leave my position, I am ready to do that. Secondly, I can exchange it for NATO if there is such an opportunity.
Yeah, well, admission of Ukraine into NATO is a red line for the Russians. How worried are you now about Donald Trump and what he would give away here? The apparent, if you take him at his word, his appeasement of Vladimir Putin.
Well, it's all bad news for security and any American ally to have Mr. Trump have as his starting point all of Mr. Putin's demands from very early in the war. So the terms that we're hearing they want to negotiate are the ones that Russia presented in Istanbul just a couple of months into the war, when Russia was still making major advances. And that completely discounts everything that's happened since, the courage and ability of the Ukrainian military and people, all built on support of America, Europe, and even Australia. So it's disturbing to think of Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump on one side of the table, negotiating the end of the war with the Europeans and President Zelensky from Ukraine on the other side of the table.
Yeah, what a shocking way to look at it, but that's how it appears just at the moment. Thanks so much for joining us, Michael. I appreciate it.